were some things I wanted to look at today? So today I wanted to continue with this multiple tile experiment that I was doing. Just wanted to see something here. How did that just like load up magically after not loading, right? Because this wasn't showing before and then just magically popped in. I don't know why it's not showing up. Anyways, that is tomorrow's problem. So what I'm going to look at today is we're going to continue looking at this proof of concept for these graphics changes. And we're going to see what else we can do. Kind of push the limits here a bit. Push the limits. I sound like I'm doing something incredible, but it's kind of basic stuff. So next thing I'm going to do is make some entities, right? We're going to try to make some entities similar to what we had before. This looks like it's in full screen, right? Because it was in full screen. Go like that. Okay, so what are we going to do here? All right, so we know, I don't know why this looks like it changed. Let's save that against my better judgment. I don't know that it actually changed. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to take a look at some of the assets that I already have. Sample top down, what is this? Oh, yeah, that's awesome. This, I kind of want to try, I still want to experiment with something similar to this. I really still want to try experimenting with something similar to this. And what I'm thinking is, yeah, that'd be kind of tough. Maybe not, maybe not. But what I'm thinking is, like these tiles would be on a separate layer. And then these grass tiles would be a regular top-down tile set. Maybe same thing with these bridges. But anyways, a very inspiring tile set. What I'm looking for here is breakable wall glove tiles. This just has the tiles. Let's go into my glove project. And go to glove, assets, source. Where's my, oh, that's not good. Oh, because I don't have everything in there. Characters, objects. Okay, I'm just going to use this as a reference, right? And we're going to try to, like, this is good. We're going to try to expand some of this. These are 16 by 16. And we're going to try to make kind of bigger versions of some of these. And that's what we're going to experiment with here. So I'm going to take this treasure chest, for example. I'm going to try to make a bigger one. So the original is 16 by 16. If we want to make it bigger, some ideas are making it like 32 by 16. Let's just see what this looks like. I don't know that that's super cool. It could be, right? Like, let's just block something out real quick. Oh, it's treasure chest. Right, gotta make it look a little bit more roundish. Maybe like that even. Right, and then I don't know where my, there we go. Look, it's a treasure chest. Right, now that looks kind of cool with the exception that Oh, I forgot. I did that on there. Oh, whatever. That's fine. Actually, it should probably be on this. These colors look more wood-like to me. And then maybe we can add some more details to this. Take a bigger brush, let's say. I don't know. I don't know what that's going to look like exactly. None of this is particularly great, like I imagined it might be. Also, am I crazy? Yeah, I missed a couple spots there with that color. Yeah, that's about the extent of my of my talent here. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna try to make this better. It's very narrow right now, so I think we just make this a little bit fuller and we'll be in good shape. Maybe we'll add some more thickness in between here. Maybe just one's okay. Oops. That is wacky. I feel like the bottom part should be bigger than the top. Right. Just put some haphazard color over this, like I don't know. It does look pretty bad, right? My tinier one actually looks so much better. It's crazy. Oh, in this one, I outlined it in this color too, which is kind of an interesting decision. I could try to do the same thing here. And I used red on the inside. And then I think I used this gold for the latches again. Kind of, yeah. And I just kind of mixed in some shadows and other lights and things. So I can go like this maybe. Grab my shading brush. I remember how I was doing this before. The other thing I can do is go to my regular brush. I'll grab a shadow-like color. Kind of drop the opacity. And I'll I drop that as a color, right? Add that as a swatch, grab this and this. Use my shading brush. Something like that, and then this, we'll grab these. Kind of darken this up a bit. I don't know, it doesn't really look like anything to me. Let's get my regular brush here. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I see. It's not exactly in the center, which maybe we could do this. But I think that's gonna not help, right? I don't think that helps anything. Maybe it's not an issue. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but whatever, right? Yeah, there we go. I don't know, it is what it is, right? But the idea is let's put something here. And what I'm gonna do is grab this. Well, we can just save it in this file for now. Characters, and I'm gonna make another one called objects. I don't know. This will be a sprite sheet too. Now this is it's not any taller, right? But it's wider. And maybe even using like this whole wideness. I just realized I should do this maybe. Yeah, there we go. Maybe using the entire length is a bit weird, but we'll throw it into the level and see what it looks like. Export. Export sprite sheet. Output file. And what I've got to do is go to LDTK. I'm going to go to tile sets. And add one called objects. And yeah, maybe we'll make these. Oh, I see what the issue here is going to be. I'm thinking if I should make these 16 by 16 or not. Or if these actually have to be separate files now. I guess we'll play around with it and see what happens. See, can't be done. It has to be done at 16. So that's fine. So we'll do that. We'll go to entities, add chest. Tag. Pickups. Or tag should be the singular. Pickup. Right. And then we're going to do objects. Okay, that works. Not resizable. Size 32 by 16. Right. And that's what it would look like in the game. It does make it look bigger. So like, I mean, this looks ridiculous, right? It does make it look bigger. I don't know that it looks good though. You know what I mean? So maybe what we do is we come back here and maybe we make this taller as well. Maybe something that we can do to make this cooler. I'm gonna turn off index color. Maybe we create some kind of shadow underneath this. Maybe that makes it look cooler. I don't know, right? My God, this is so bad. I'm getting so tired already. That doesn't look good. Let's try again. Oh, we accidentally changed the color of this. Bring that below. I think I'm just gonna fill it like this. But what? But change the opacity of the whole layer. Right? And then maybe for the chest, make it even bigger. Looks kind of goofy. Maybe we make it a little bit thinner. And do the same thing on the shadow. Take the shadow in a little bit. Maybe even that's a bit too tall. Maybe we make it a little bit smaller. A little bit shorter, I mean. I don't know. Redo last export. And now we come back to here. Sorry. Our stuff's gonna be all messed up. We could still keep this as 16 by 16 is another thing that we can do. We go to entity, change this to read like this. Oh, but then we have to update the size here. Oh, look at that thing. And now that's kind of aligned. Oh, it's still top left. Put it in the center. Oh, because I'm not really looking at the grids is why. Yeah, maybe we want to have that centered like that. What are my other options? Or we could go bottom center. Yeah, and then it'll sit on the grid, but the shadow would be like below it, you know? Maybe that's fine. And let's just do that real quick and see what it looks like if we go back to the engine and import it. Oh my god, I'm fading so fast. I'm going to need an emergency nap here. Oops. Inevitable, it's gonna happen, and I apologize for it in advance. Oh my gosh. Go here, import, re-import. Reload the file. Okay, so what's happening here is nothing because, yeah, I wasn't 100% sure what was going to happen with this, but now I see what's going to happen. So what we have to do here is create a new scene. How do I want to do it? I guess 2D scene is good. Oh no, what we actually want here is change type. We want an area 2D. That's what we're going to want. And it's going to be chest. Add a sprite renderer. Sprite 2D. Another thing that could be interesting, actually, right? Something I just thought of now that could be kind of interesting to do is take this and actually animate this. What if we animate it? I think one of the things I don't like about this right now is this is like too straight here. I kind of want this to be more round on the bottom. Does that help anything? Oh, or maybe it's not the straightness, it's the perspective that's kind of screwing it up. Right? So, what we would want to do maybe is have the top part a little bit smaller, kind of, than the bottom, you know what I'm saying? To kind of make it feel a little bit more like the vanishing point is up here or something, and we're kind of coming outwards. I don't know. But in any case, I think it also needs to be a little bit more round, maybe. And then another thing we could do, you know, I can go like this. Another thing we could do, we can make it more round, and then we can animate it. And maybe animating some of these pickups would be more interesting. Like even a chest, right? Which is, it's an inanimate object. But I think one thing that could make it kind of more fun and interesting is if we take that this chest and we animate. Oh yeah. See, that actually does a lot. And I still feel like it's too tall. But what we could maybe do is have it like bounce a little bit and move, which chests don't actually do IRL, but the idea being that it would look more playful in a sense. So that could add a little bit extra stuff to it. We're basically playing with graphics here to see what we can do to the feel of our game if we change up our graphics a little bit. So that should be fine. Damn it, I hate when I press this button. I don't know what that just did. There we go. Is that even? That is the new version. Yeah, that looks better. Animating it could be kind of cool. Um, just kind of half-assing this animation here. Okay. Or maybe what I need to do is reverse it. What happened? So whatever. Gonna grab it. I thought there was a thing that says how to animate it. Like if it should rewind or like ping pong and go back and forth, but maybe I made that up. Maybe I made that up. That's kind of cool. And then all we have to do is adjust the shadows here. Oh, what happened? Must have had both layers selected and I didn't notice it. The heck? Undo history. Or is my history bugged? My history is just bugged. That's too bad. What you working on? What's up, Louise? Louise. I'm trying. Be sure. Yeah. Gonna go with that. Um, yeah, so I have a game that's a top-down dungeon crawling game, and I'm not very happy with the way that it looks, so I've decided to try experimenting with some graphics to see how I could improve the way it looks, and this is what I've come up with so far. I think I closed out the original one. I'll show you what it looks like right now. It's something's broken here that I have to troubleshoot, but I'll show you what it looks like so far. Basically, it looks like this right now. And we're toying with the idea of using bigger graphics. Why does that sound terrible? Oh my gosh. Did that sound awful for you too? Um, let's turn the sound way down. Yeah, my sound's totally screwed up. Just gonna mute that. So this is what it looks like now, right? And I decided to make a kind of tech demo to see, hey, how can we change this and make this look better? You know, what is my game lacking? Is it like the actual gameplay or what? And I kind of came to the conclusion that it's just the graphics. So I've got this right now. Oops. I see. I don't need to save this right now. Oh, I guess I will. Let me go up here, create a new thing called chest. So now what it looks like, it's kind of this. It's a separate project, but like just to kind of illustrate the idea of what new graphics and animations can do. And like I already feel like this looks and feels a lot better, even though there's like no gameplay aspects to it. Literally just a guy walking around in a very tiny room. Mm-hmm. I thought I made a bug happen. Oh, yeah, not really. Anyways, so kind of some graphic polish is what we're playing around with here. And so now I'm toying around with the idea of, well, what if some of the objects in the game, right? My game is on a 16, 16 by 16 grid, um, or rather 16 by 16 tile grid, right? Those are my tile sizes. So I'm trying to experiment with the idea of like, hey, what if things are bigger than one tile? Does that like break the game? Like, how does that affect the gameplay? Let me go here and try this. Ooh, am I on the wrong layer? I'm on the wrong layer. Oh my god. I am so angry that I lost that work. Sprite is so poopy sometimes with the undo history. Oh, what? How did that happen in two different frames? So I don't understand that. I think I only have this frame selected. Okay, that's not so bad. I was kind of imagining it like bouncing around more like Jello. I thought would have been kind of cool, like dancing. You know what? Maybe we should try to do that. Let's scrap this idea. I don't have to scrap it completely. What I can do is add a new tag. Copy this. Frame here a couple of times. Whoa, 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 whoa. Create a new tag here. Shrinking. Actually, that could even be the chest opening. It maybe just shrinks and poofs. Like a poof of smoke comes out. Maybe we can have a couple different animations for our thing here. Why is it loop through tag frames? Oh, that's why. Let's try a new one where we make it look more like Jello. The heck would that even look like? I guess the bottom has to stay still. I'm picturing like a bounce like boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop. How do I do that? How do I make that happen? New tag, bounce. Let's put the infinitive here in lowercase. That's what we're looking at right now. So, okay. I want it to look like a little bit springy, you know what I mean? No, actually, that should have been two separate things, I think. Two separate frames. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Oh, I should have taken one extra one. Okay. Like that and like that. Right? Something really extreme. No, because this was outside. Actually, that's kind of more like what I was imagining. How is that different from the other one? Oh, because the other one shrinks from the bottom. Still not at that height yet. Um, Also, one more thing I want to check out here. E, comma. Don't know if that works. Let me look this up real quick. X bind keys control modifier. That's not what I wanted. Control mod. Okay, so maybe control and button 7. It didn't give me any errors, but okay, fine. What if I just do this? It doesn't really work. Oops. Oh. Oh, what? It's pressing. Oh. What? That's not what I wanted to do. It's like still registering the control key. Control Alt Mod 2. Ugh. This is very tiny and I can't even read it, so we're going to do this. Control Alt blah blah blah. Modifiers are not case sensitive. By default, X bind keys does not pay attention with the modifiers. Okay, that's fine. Use ZEV or bind keys minus key or X bind keys -- multi key to know the modifier and key code or key sim. We can try that real quick. Except that this is way too... There we go. That's funny. But the problem is it's still registering the control, which I don't want it to do. Where does it say? Oh, button press. Event button 7. Button 7 state. Doesn't say anything about holding down the control key here. I don't know if I can do this. X bind keys, control click. What, dude? Why is this so painful and bright? I want to map various mouse actions. All my attempts have failed. It worked perfectly when called from a terminal, but from a graphical pop-up. Right. And so what's he doing? Control plus 8. Uh-huh. Finding his post on SuperUser says there is a bug which can be worked around by adding a short pause. That's interesting. I could try that. Right? See if that does anything. So that's good. That is not good. But I guess let's see if it works in Aseprite. It doesn't. It does not work. I don't know why. I don't know. I gotta hop off. I am passing out. I am very sleep deprived, apparently. It's 1 p.m. I'm trying to come back in like 30, 40 minutes, and then we'll be back for a couple hours when I do come back. But this is what we're going to be working on. Just getting some new graphics in, playing with the graphics to make them a little bit more playful and to see how that feels. You know, see how that changes the game feel just by changing some basic graphics without even really doing any work. And then the next thing that I need to figure out is, hey, how much effort is it for me to change my game that I'm working on now to use these graphics? You know, it's probably not worth putting the time in right now. I think it's probably worth just kind of getting it out. But to kind of see, hey, how much of this can we actually apply? How much of this stuff can we actually change to the stuff that we're working on now? And kind of go from there. My characters are really tiny. I don't like that. I might be able to make the characters a little bigger. But maybe I just animate the really tiny characters that I have, and since they're super tiny, you know, that'll actually be easier to animate since there's not as many pixels to work with. I don't know, but we'll play with some things when we get back. Um, yeah, I don't know. My brain's just really foggy right now. I need to get some sleep. I'll be back later. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. If you want to watch me again later and you haven't already, please do the follow thing or subscribe or whatever, and we'll catch you later.